Hi guys, how are you doing today? Welcome back to Random Lifestyle Vlog. So today we're going to be talking about the newest Black Opium fragrance, Black Opium Le Perfum by Yves Saint Laurent. This is the bottle, and as you can see, it's actually quite shiny black without those sparkles that are so typical to Black Opium bottles. And to me, guys, this was a super easy blind buy. Like, once I saw the scent profile, once I saw the notes, I knew I would have to have it. And let me just read you the notes so that you know what I'm talking about. So the top notes here are pear, cinnamon, and green mandarin. The middle notes are solar notes, orange blossom, and jasmine sambac. And then the base notes, creme de la creme here, Madagascar vanilla, bourbon vanilla, vanilla absolute, coffee, patchouli, and vanilla orchid. And yes, I do love vanilla, so obviously this was an easy choice for me. And I was like, you know, it can go either way when you're blind buy fragrances, but I was like, how bad this can be. Like, this is vanilla, and I don't really mind that coffee note that is so typical to Black Opium fragrances, so obviously it has to be good, right? Yeah, I mean, it actually is quite good. I really like how strong this fragrance is on vanilla, and I would definitely describe this as a full-on vanilla fragrance with a little bit of coffee in the background. So obviously you can still tell that this is Black Opium, that kind of sweet coffee original DNA is still there, but I will probably describe this as a mainly vanilla scent still. So we've established already that this is going to be perfect for anyone who loves vanilla, but what about this coffee part of it? So let's just go back for a moment to the original fragrance. As you can see, I only have this tiny bottle, like a mini bottle. I do not own the full size because, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm not the fan of the original version. And I'm not the only one. This fragrance has been super controversial, like throughout the years. When it was first released, it was extremely popular. But at the same time, there are so many people who hate it as well. I feel like there are a couple of reasons why people dislike this fragrance, and one of them is obviously the fact that it was so popular. Like, it's so easy to get bored or even like fed up with a fragrance if everybody wears it, and that happened with this fragrance. It was that popular. Probably most of you remember it. It was a few years back. Another reason, and this is like my reason not to like this fragrance, is that this fragrance seems to be like too much in so many ways. It's like this really sweet coffee with some vanilla, and even though it does not really have that many fruity or floral notes, it does seem like it's too fruity and too floral to me. So it doesn't really make much sense to me. It seems like there is something missing, or like there's too much of something. I do prefer it on other people. I don't really mind it on other people, but on me it just smells like hot mess. And finally, we do have this group of people who just don't really like this sweet coffee scent on their skin. It just gives them impression that they actually spilled some coffee on them. So obviously that's understandable too. And let me tell you this, like, straight away, if you are one of those people, if you just don't really like that sweet coffee fragrance on your skin, then this is probably not going to be the best choice for you either. This is a vanilla fragrance, but that coffee note here, it's just hard to ignore. It's just there, it's quite distinctive. So obviously, if you don't like it, if you don't like the original fragrance for that reason, I'm assuming this one is not going to be that great for you. If, however, you are anything like me and you didn't hate this fragrance, but you just, you know, you kind of wanted to like it, you just couldn't because there was too much of something or like not enough of something, then the good news is that there have been so many flankers throughout the years that I'm pretty sure there's something that you would like at some point. Just to give you some reference, I actually really love these two fragrances from the range, and these definitely don't really seem floral at all to me. So this one here is the intense version. This is the one that has this very prominent absinthe note. It is quite sweet. The licorice is very prominent in here as well, but it doesn't really give me this like a fruity floral vibe. I just love it for that. And this one here, this is Nuit Blanche. This is gorgeous. This is very lactonic. It has actually like a proper milk note in here. It has some like rice note. So this is quite unique, very kind of creamy, very lactonic. It's really, really beautiful. And also I don't really get much of those like fruity floral notes, so that's why I love it. So probably this is one of the reasons why I actually really appreciate this fragrance. It does not really feel too floral fruity. There are some like floral notes in here, but they just complement the vanilla in it, so it just makes perfect sense to me. So I guess in the end I would say that if you do not mind this coffee note and you love your vanilla, you should definitely try it. And what if you actually love this original fragrance? Does it make sense to have them both? Do you know what? I feel like these are actually different enough to justify having them both in your collection. As much as I would describe these two fragrances as a better version of the original, I mean, at least in my opinion, obviously you don't have to feel the same way about these fragrances, but to me, these are just a better version of the original Black Opium. These are strong, sweet coffee fragrances with some extra items in them. This one is more of a vanilla fragrance than just a coffee scent to me. So it definitely makes sense to have them both if you are a massive fan of vanilla, if you really like this fragrance. You know, you can have them both, and that just makes perfect sense. Okay, now that we've established who's probably going to enjoy the most in the first place, let's talk about the strength of this fragrance and the longevity. So this one is quite strong. It has quite a good sillage, so obviously it's good for that. But how is it for lasting? I mean, I would probably say it's okay. I definitely feel like the other flankers, the ones that were stronger on coffee, they lasted a little bit better, or like much better even. This one lasts up to maybe like 5 hours on my skin. So for Eau de Parfum, I think it's just not that amazing. I personally do not really mind. I do like to respray myself, like with fragrances. I do like to change my fragrances throughout the day, or kind of like build up on them, so I don't really mind. But I know if you just, like, for example, go to work and you just spray your fragrance in the morning, you kind of want it to last, you know, especially considering the fact that this is actually called Le Perfum, so you kind of, I don't know, I would expect this to be quite long lasting. And as I said, I won't be complaining about that because it's not like the most important thing for me, but I do feel like this is something you should also take into account while buying this. All in all, I do feel like this is a beautiful fragrance for all the vanilla lovers. Especially the ones who don't really mind a little bit of coffee in it. I do feel like it is worth the money, but the lasting power could definitely be better. It will last a little bit longer on my clothes, but on my skin, after like 5 hours, it's pretty much gone to like the skin scent. All in all, I really love this fragrance, and I definitely recommend trying it. You know, have a look, see how well it actually lasts for you. It might be different on your skin type, but this is a really beautiful vanilla coffee fragrance for sure. So that's all I have to say today about this fragrance. Have you tried it? If you have, please let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. Let me know how long it actually lasted on your skin if you've tried it out. I would love to know your thoughts about it. Thank you very much for watching. For more fragrance related content, check those videos over here. I'm going to see you very soon. Take care. Bye.